Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, roosters and hens and everything else in between, Cock Talk is back on a Wednesday. Coming through tonight, we've got a special little event courtesy of the Bach Father from the Bach board for the community tonight. And as always, I am Tyler at MBF Express. We have Josh at Grateful Coops,
Yo.
the aforementioned Bach Father at Bach Familia. Gentlemen, it's a Wednesday night. How we feeling?
I'm all right. How you
I
doing?
still had tacos tonight. It's Wednesday, but in the spirit of Tuesdays, I had tacos and I'm feeling great.
Attaboy.
That'll do.
Josh looking real smooth, real fresh night on that screen. I like how clear you look tonight with your brand new computer that you've created 6 times now. Happy for
Rabbit hole. I'll just say that. Rabbit hole.
rabbit
Started
hole. Yep.
started with a GPU, then it went to a CPU, and then it turned into a motherboard, and then it turned into RAM, and then it turned into a terabyte solid state drive,
Is
and
that
then
a
it turned into a
Commodore
chassis,
64?
and then it turned into pretty much just I bought a whole new computer, everybody.
Just so you can play
Is
a
it a
video
Commodore
game.
64 or a 128? Did you get the Commodore 128?
Say that again.
The Commodore 128, did you actually buy that one?
No. As
No, he
far
bought the
as
Commander 42069.
yes,
I know these things too. Don't worry.
for
No, enough of
I
that.
must be older than you guys. It's a Commodore, man. It's a 1980s reference.
Inside baseball. So yeah, tonight we're not starting until 9:15, so we got 10 minutes. We're early,
mm,
by all things considered tonight. So we're a little bit early as far as when people think we're about to go live, but we are in fact ready to roll. We are hijacking the power hour in a way because Ross has a much needed and much well deserved night off this week.
mm-hmm.
So we figured last night didn't work for us, so we figured tonight would be perfect to pop on in here and get ourselves a race event. We have the team tournament that's running right now, which has been going pretty well. But not to bury the lead, we now have our new system. We have the dynamic buffer system, I guess is the way we're calling it now, with MPO. So far, I'll say right off the bat, it's been well received. I've not seen anyone yet bothered. There's no major gripes I've seen so far. The only thing I can say is we don't quite have that rampant freedom to just pound through races like we did before. So the volume on the team event isn't quite as ferocious as it was before, but it's still had a nice first day. Things are moving a little bit, but we need a little bit of juice. Hopefully, we can produce a little bit of that tonight. We'll be giving away I believe it's a 96 Dorking tonight,
Yeah.
uh, two fusion
Expert.
serums,
Yeah.
and a 548 barn.
Yes.
The top three on our Balkan board will be taking home prizes.
Yes.
I believe we made an adjustment. We wanted to make sure. We know the volume's been a little tricky, so we wanted to make sure that this event gets kicked off. So, Bach, did we make the official change to 6, or are we still sitting at 8 as the minimum?
I threw it to six. Hell, what's the matter? It's an average, right? I mean,
Right.
let's get biscuits on this and run some birds. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason a minimum was put in any way was just so if you got 25 points on the first race, you couldn't just sit on that. You at least had to race a few more times.
Yeah.
People have
Plus,
been
if you're
wanting to
doing
test out.
averages, that's yeah.
Right. We've been wanting to test out average and how that works. So let's take a look at it tonight and see how that goes. We now the only thing that might pop up, Bach brought this up. Once you exceed your minimum races and you have a really good score, you might hope there's not another bird in there set up to go for the next one that might bring you down. But regardless, we're meant to get a little bit of race pumping tonight, have a little bit of fun, and maybe see if this is a good format we can keep rolling through. So we have 2 nights
I can
of
tell you the
some fun
numbers.
race events.
I was running test scenarios earlier before the show, and
Mhm.
the numbers were really pretty like wild. Seeing some of the like folks that have ran like in the time frame I was looking, 48 races and still were on top. Again, there's some good stuff in this averaging. Like this is event worthy.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, why not? I mean, we need all the events we can get at this point. I feel like Like, just stack them. If you want to sign up for them, sign up for them. But it's on you to keep track of them, though, right? So, like, you don't want to overburr yourself. But, like, I feel like whatever adds more people to race, let's do it. It only makes sense.
Yeah, and the average kind of gives you it's just a pure look at the whole thing. You know, if you want to race, there's reason to race. There's obviously, if you feel like you're in a good spot, you stop. And for these events being only 1 hour long, obviously we're doing it by Coop and not by bird, so you don't have to run a specific bird. At least in the future, if we do these and it's a specific bird, then you can just stop racing that bird for a minute until it's over. And our sprints are never more than 48 hours, 72 hours, depending. We'd like them to be 48 hours. Hell, BAWK was saying at some point he'd like to be able to run some, like, one night events where it's just like 4 hours. Let's go.
Grind them out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like totally Friday night party. Let's get everybody in. Let's throw like $50 in on an entry, and let's get some birds and races. I think this also parlays into one of the things that we really are hoping for is alternate payouts.
Right.
Like it's
right. Seems like the logical next step, right? And I think that'd be something worth getting into tonight. Just want to clean up because we have about 5 minutes before we get started now. No signups, no registration. All you got to do is race your birds. This is just for the community. We're donating the bird from our stock there just to get a little bit of fun moving in this tournament tonight. Yeah. So scoring is 10K scoring, very standard as we all did the 10K tournament. As we know, no changes there. Have to run at least 6 races to qualify. And at the end of the day, we'll have an average set up. We actually have the BAWK board live. I'll make sure I drop that right now into both chats so y'all can have the live leaderboard pressed up. It's not running yet, but at 9:15 it'll run. As soon as we have that, I will drop that in there and get that going. And yeah, I think once we get started, we'll run some races. We'll talk to them. We'll also talk about some stuff going on. But the nice thing is, off the bat, we've had another nice rollout. The new system was applied. They put an entire day's worth of buffer to make sure they had enough time. And what was it, like 45 minutes? The new system was put in and we were racing.
Probably, yeah, right around that. It wasn't too long.
Without really any kind of hiccups either. The only hiccup was fused birds were going directly to 75 pop or 70 pop, and they were shooting up after 1 or 2 races. That got fixed almost immediately. And it's been smooth. People are already a little bit happier with the freedom to be able to race. I have to program my head already to be like, yeah, you can race, you can go, you can bring those birds down, you can shoot those birds up. I actually haven't had a single bird up class yet, but I've also been racing with that intention to try to keep them down if I can.
I almost had one down from A, and then an asshole won.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with those
like
guys.
6 points away from down classing, and then it shoots right back up.
BAWK, you said it feels like it's bringing the game back, right?
Yeah, I'm playing again. I'm not just running birds. I'm playing. I pick up a win on good old Aggie, and then I can take that and shift that into a down class on Strike Force 9, right? A bird that can still win 2 above MPO, and I'm like struggling to downclass it. That's a spicy. That's not a fused bird. It's beautiful to be able to play the game again.
Yeah, that is the key there. I started this tournament. I didn't have one of my best fused birds down, and I was like, all right, that's a bummer. Well, oh well. And then I just it still took me a little while to be like, yeah. Whenever you see a 50-cent race or the bottom tier race that you think they'll be able to downclass, get that damn bird down. And I did. And now and it was freeing just to see that bird jump down there again. I was like, oh, there he is. I was actually racing again. I saw my S bird drop down to A. I was like, oh, even better. Like I miss that feeling. And it's so far, I feel like the 20 to 75 threshold is more than enough to have a little bit of time to mess around. And if a bird gets into the 60s, I'll start looking at it and thinking, okay, I'm going to start eyeing up those 50-cent down classes as I'm mixing these in.
This buffer is actually it's interesting. At face value, when I first heard about it, it wasn't like the biggest popular thing in my mind. like when it was released, I was like, but you start to see it now in action, and you're dropping down, and you get room. You get your elbows out. I'm in this class for just a second here. We can do some things.
Yeah, and
I
hell,
mean,
if you have a bad early run, you drop down to 0, you have the full 75 to go for it.
And listen, unless you're getting 10 through 12, it's going to take you a hot minute to get down. At 1 point, minus 1 point is brutal. But, I mean, it's either going to cost you, if you hawk only the 55 centers, you know, at most 20 races, you know. So it's still $10.
But that is, But that's the best thing is you still have to gamify again, you know?
Right.
You have to look for those races you want to get your bird down.
I mean, there's some birds, like I got some birds that just naturally will go, like, it was weird. What was it? My first robot? Yeah, my Sarama robot right away. I had that thing, I was so pissed. I raced the shit out of it right away trying to figure it out. I had that thing at the bottom of the season in C class at one point in time. And then all of a sudden, it just clicked, and I figured out where it was, and then I was like in the top 10 by the end of the season. It was insane. Yeah. Like it's just crazy how birds can just go on a streak like that. I was at like 800 points pop when it was 1,000. Like that's bottom of the barrel, you know. But yeah, we got I think it's 9:15, so
it is 9:15. The mini sprint, if we want to call it that, has begun. All races starting at this point. Log in and let's go ahead, and I'm going to pop over to the BAWK board now. See this thing
we got that
load
thing.
up.
See if it's loaded.
I
See
don't
if
know
it's
I
ready.
actually got it working yet.
Did you get it? No, it's not. It's broken. All right.
It could be.
That's on par.
It's working. It just got to load up.
It's on par for the show.
Takes a minute. I'll get as soon as that is ready to go. I will drop that in both chats so you guys can follow live as we roll.
There
but
it is.
Everything they run right now.
0 items.
Beautiful.
Let's race. And you're racing for this guy, this bird. This is the 96 Dork. It's got the Blue Rooster talent.
You know, one of my
good old English mustard rooster.
Blue Rooster is killing it.
Yeah, Blue Rooster's fun, man.
It's not a dead talent there.
You get him on the get him on get that track preference lined up, man. That's a big difference. Those birds will scream down the tracks.
Is definitely my favorite of the common talents.
All right, let's fill up some races. I'm gonna throw some in these A's.
Yeah, while we're at it, let's get it. We can
I'm just filling up. I'm just hitting all the 55s.
Yeah, we're giving it away tonight, but we're not taking the prize tonight.
Yep, I'm trying to pump volume. Let's do it. Let's just race. We're just gonna stream. Gonna get the queue going. Just go down the line.
All right, I just need to grab. All right, the link I have isn't working. Josh, can you just shoot me the link for the board real quick, and I'll get that posted?
It should be at the bottom of this video, Tyler. If you got YouTube up, it is actually in the comment, or not the comment section, but the information section of the video. Absolutely.
There it is. Okay, yep, got it.
Whammy. Look at that.
Quick update on that BAWK board thing.
Just producing away.
Forgot a minor detail.
Damn.
You have to get 6 races before you show up. So race your ass off.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're not even going to be there. You're not even existent until you get 6 races right now. Let's do it.
No, okay. So that's okay. Got it. So you have not raced enough until those 6 are full. All right, we'll work out the bugs as we go.
I guess.
Well, no, it ain't a bug. You got to get 6 races. Let's freaking do it.
Sorry,
it's not a bug. I blame the dozer on late requirements to the software project.
Well, none of that's wrong. But fuck you anyway. But yes, very true. Scatterbrained and giving. How about we do this? How about we do that randomly as the night goes on? So
that's again on par for the show.
A little bit. One thing I'd
what
like
the good
to see,
thing is, like, this is great.
Feature, not a bug. That's right, Birdlaw.
We seriously have so many tournament formats already freaking coded out. You don't even know. Like, I get ideas and like, well, I coded that, and like Tyler's like, no, we're gonna let's do this. No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
We actually have an awesome. we have an awesome U tournament that we actually have already ready to roll that I think we might be rolling out this weekend. We will see. We did run out. We're going to talk that over a little bit, and first thing tomorrow we'll kick that out. We're at the moment.
Love it.
The buckets is the exciting one. I think we might go with that. The only reason I'd say maybe not, I did run a poll question and asked what was everyone's favorite. So far, the 10K scoring has been the favorite. Of course, it is, but the new version has not been created yet. So, BAWK, do you want to tell them a little bit about what we cooked up there as far to try to make this a real U tournament?
Buckets is there's an old Hank Williams song, Senior, the old one, the really old one. My bucket's got a hole in it, and so this actually puts your wins and losses in buckets, and so each side you got to actually clear each side or it spills over in the other bucket. You have to actually balance your play. So if you're thinking 10 races, you have to get 5 losses, 5 wins. Oh, look at that! That was pretty.
Diablo doing his
That's
thing.
just what Diablo does, dude.
I saw that happen.
So yeah, basically it goes one way or the other as far as the scoring system. It's front loaded or it's back loaded. If you do well, let's just say we do the U tournament and we do 20 races. If the first 10 are all 1 through 6, then all of the front end bucket gets filled up, and now everything else goes towards the back bucket. So no matter what you get on the front or the back, it goes into that correlating side until you fill up to those 20 full races. So basically what we're saying is you can't just have a bird that can win, or you can't just have a bird that can lose to win this U tournament. You're going to have a bit of both. You're going to have to play both ways. I like the way Rebel Scum is sitting back there. Maybe there's a late moving walkway for me.
So,
nope, not going to happen.
A Kurth, I believe, or however you'd say that. When do they do tournaments that are 20 races, not 200? You know, I would love to see.
Oh, he's moving.
I would like to see
Is it
another.
Be enough time?
Oh yeah, scrambling for fifth.
Nope, it's that classic. Not for you.
Scrambling.
No
for
good.
Fifth. I would really like to see them get back to back to the roots. Let's do another. Let's revive the 10K tournament. And get like 25 races again, 30 races. I don't know. Something like that. It'd be fun. I'd like the scrambles.
Well,
and make it only a week long. You got a week to do it. Or
I think the highlight here is, and this is, if we roll back and we talked about season in the first place, to me, a season was nothing more than a very long event. And I think this, what's highlighted here is the micro part of that. Let's do 20 races, a 10 race event, kind of like we're doing with sprints. You could have all those events running at the same time. The micro event could be, all we do is run snow races today and you win a wearable or whatever it is. I think it's micro and macro. Like it's the same thing. It's like, if you do seasons in 3 months, that's just a 3-month event.
Right.
Perfect segue back into what we were alluding to before. We have a system that we'll see. We'll give it a few weeks before we just sit here and say yes, this system works and we're happy with it. But at its core right now, I don't see anything that's popped up yet. I haven't seen anyone say anything that I feel like at all. Actually, not even just like I don't think anyone said anything that's worth a damn. No one has said anything negative yet about the new system, so we're happy with it. So that's a win. But now what's next? And what's next is the obvious point in the room is to go towards alternate formats, to go towards different ways of doing races and payouts, and maybe then sifting in these multiple events, these sit and goes and whatnot. It seems like the very, very obvious next move to make.
This asshole.
What you want?
My Devo that I want back in B class just keeps winning races, man.
Is that another one?
Yeah.
Nope, not for you.
So
you have that bird down to like 4, right?
Yeah, 5, 6 points. Here's the thing. This is so nostalgic, and what's funny is nostalgic only not even a year ago when we had dynamic pop, because this is how it should work, right? Like this bird's obviously really good. and it's going to be a pain in the ass to get him back down to B. So, I mean, he's naturally sticking in A class. But, like, again, like, are the birds I'm racing birds that are also trying to D class? Like, that's the thing. We're back to dynamic, and we're back to birds potentially either being good birds or being kind of mirages. You know, you know, it's very going to be very tricky, but it's fun. Like Alriad just said.
Well,
this new kick system
Josh,
kicks ass. I mean, I'm excited for it. We've wanted it. We've talked about it for a couple months now. You know, it's just it's
having it now.
It's good to be back.
Good. And like Josh, you were saying you have a fused bird that has started off really hot. I think it was 11, 5, and 1 in 50 races.
It's now 12 and whatever in 50 races.
And
only one chick race.
Yeah, and you were a little bit worried then, as you were saying to me, is like, is this bird only good because it was doing well against the same 20 birds that it was racing before, or is it actually a good bird? And now we're going to find out. And I think that's the beauty of a dynamic here with a bit of a buffer system with MPO still in there, is that after 3 weeks, after 6 weeks, after a couple months, it's going to be so jumbled that you're not really, you'll be racing similar birds. Like, of course, you're not going to all of a sudden have birds that shouldn't be in that spot in there, but you'll be racing a different crop of birds now, and more people have just simply opened up their birds to run some new stuff now, which is really helpful as well.
This donkey's almost complete. I haven't seen a donkey with the body and the head yet. That's the first one. There's Tyler's Nightmare throwing a black hole, as it has been doing often, except for this translucent bird, Slippery.
Timeout. I'm trying to downclass this one. What is he doing?
Well, it's doing
fine. Wait, that's fine. He can win.
They're fuck boys, dude. They're sultans. They do what they want.
Yeah. 120 sand. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh yeah. My Devo is a sultan. He just got the Dorking color, so he's a deceiver.
So that was an interesting one, because that was a 97 helicopter Sultan that just didn't do very well in A class, and my horrendous black hole 91 lac, and I just smashed them together. And the lac was a long distance bird, so it clearly got an extra boost there, but this thing's been an absolute terror. But it is a long distance preference, and I don't know. I don't like where it's sitting there. I feel like, here we go.
Jetpack.
I always feel better.
Nature boy.
I always feel better when someone shows up like that, because I feel less likely that I'm going to get squished, and that I still may sneak into that W.
That's so much pain when your talent goes off near the end of the race. It shoots you to the front, and then you just die. Oh, Ben F.
Oh,
sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it always happens. Oh, here we go. I think that's its first podium on sand. I don't know why. Yeah, that I do believe that is the bird's first podium on sand, for no good reason. So
why not?
Yeah, I've a couple of these birds. I've heard a couple of people saying they're not thrilled. That's
ape.
it. That was its first. Its first podium.
Those apes look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they do. I wish I would have got more than just the body, but I like that.
Oh, I got turtle feet.
Turtle feet.
Turtle feet.
Only
they look
turtle
like
feet for you.
They straight up look like the Frankenstein feet. I honestly breezed right past them and didn't even realize that's what I got. I was like, oh shit, those are not Frankenstein feet.
No, turtle feet. Yeah, I didn't throw my turtle body on yet tonight, but yeah, so we got some races moving. That's good. I'm gonna keep filling here and see how it goes. Here we go. We got 4 races now loaded up in queue, so that's good to see. It's good to see we might actually have enough to pull off the full event here tonight. But yeah, next step kind of things here.
Sure is
having
Jeff.
more ways to race. Would love to see it. It seems like the obvious step, right?
Say that again. Sorry, I was talking to myself or Jeff.
No, that's good. It's
Jeffy.
always good to talk to yourself during a show when
My
you're
name's
live
Jeff.
talking to other people.
My name's Jeff.
But yeah, the leaderboard is up and running, but it won't show your stats until you have 6 races. That's the one little quirk in there that BAWK says is a feature, not a bug. So
yes.
Once you get to your 6 races, you'll be able to see it running up. But you can run past 6, obviously, to try to get your score up. So We should be seeing that. I would say within the next 10 minutes, it should be in there. He was answering my question. Sorry, I'm a bulldozer. I don't know what to tell you, Jeff. This is what I do. I yell at people.
LFG. I love you, dude. He just popped back in. He has been MIA for a couple weeks, but just said, "What's up, everyone? Been a while. Figured I would check in and say hello."
Where's the link?
And where's the link? Well, it's literally right above your comment, brother.
Right above.
Glad to see you back, though. Right in time for the team event,
yes.
man.
Yes, no, there's
thanks,
no
Al.
pet coops. There's no pet coops.
Pet coop? I saw pet coop and I was like, what is he talking about? And I looked right up. I was like,
it is per coop.
Here we go.
It's up and running. Just ain't ran up races
not
yet. You gotta run those races.
I guess we're
yeah,
trying.
we might touch that up. We'll see, but they'll be showing up soon. So you gotta get.
It's the rules, man.
I like breaking rules.
No,
Rules are meant to be broken. Rules are meant to be pushed and broken until they cannot be pushed and broken anymore, right?
Bro, it is live now? Yeah. I fucking love this community, man. Heyo. Yeah, it's Power Hour. We're racing. Let's go.
Look at that leader right there. Ooh.
Eggy.
That is a pretty lady right there.
Eggy with all the bling. Got the gold chucks, Bitcoin medal, beta medal, whatever you want to call it.
We're filling everything under.
Yeah.
Everything under. Everything in. But you know what? For the sake of it, since we have a few people hanging around, let's see if there's. I'm gonna go to capacity real quick and see if we have anything in that like mid range that we could push through. Like there's a C200 grass that is $1.82, the 10 out of 12. We could fill that one. There's another C100 sand, 9 out of 12, 182. We could try to fill that one up a little bit. You know what? I shouldn't push it on Nightmare. He literally only has one podium on there, even though he just got it. I was just gonna throw him into the sand race and be a total degen.
The taco truck. And remember, if you're just joining the stream, this Power Hour is for a prize. If you get average points, 6 races, you got to run 6 races. The best average of score, 10K scoring, 25 points to first. It's your whole coop. You're gonna get this guy. Yeah, best coop gets this guy at the end. So get the races in. Let's do it.
Yeah, I hope Taco's on the stream. That's a good win.
Yeah.
By the way, Rafter Walking H is at 506 races. It's updating right now, and I think we might actually have we've got.
El Diablo's back in B. Let's go.
Run.
Oh, the whole thing just loaded up. Even have 2 of 6, just like we had before. So it looks like it's now purely live.
Oh, I just removed the filter on people that were. Y'all are impatient. You didn't want to wait for the theater of everybody actually finishing. So I just said, spoilers. Let's do it.
There we go. Dropping the spoiler.
So yeah, fam, we're just racing everything. Get into what you can. We're just filling them up. That's what I'm doing anyway. Trying.
Hoping for this thing called winning.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I've done some winning.
I don't know what it is.
Little bit of winning.
I think I did the math after fusing. So like I did the math on my ROI of my actual ROI of my coupe, right? Like birds I've owned that I've raced. Pretty much subtracted the ones that I bought that were like real bad, like neg $300 plus. And it's not as bad as I thought. It's still bad. I'm still down. But not like I'm only down half of really what like the Chicken Tools site is showing me. So that makes me feel a little better. Not great, but not terrible. Better. Not terrible.
Yeah. So just checking in right now.
Since before Fusion, like I was like level, and both BAWK Mama and I were both like our coupes were like we were ebbing and flowing like $20 back and forth.
The A200 sand stuck? I don't know.
Then Fusion happened, and I refuse to look now.
No. A200 sand stuck. Where's that one?
No, that ain't what I wanted to do.
I don't know the
I'm gonna try to throw another bird in there and see what happens in the A200 sand.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
All right, so maybe that's stuck. It looks like it's letting me throw it in. We got one in there already, so we'll double that one up. Try to get that one moving. 9 out of 12 for me. Yeah, that's what I saw too. And I'm entering now. Yep, 10 out of 12.
Has your plucked chicken dropped its feather rain yet?
Oh yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
It's a weird bird. It's like 11, 11, and 18 in 110 races. So like, it's pretty good, but it's oddly backloaded. There he goes again. He's dropping.
He's dropping
another
back.
fucking third.
He's gonna get third.
Look at this. Yeah, and it's a good bird, but I'll probably end up once I have something I really want to pair it with, I'm probably gonna lock plucked and do one more fusion on it and see what I can get. You gotta do
stripes with that. Like you need to grill
you know
chicken.
what? I did
chicken,
just
baby.
buy a stripes today.
Hey, there you go. Get that
black.
grilled chicken.
Hold on.
Nom.
I haven't been. I gotta see if that bird's any good. I have not been paying too much attention to market, but there has been some dumps happening. Literally in the last like 2 hours or so, some decent buys happened.
Yeah,
Someone dropped
I saw some 98s.
striped. Yeah. I missed out on a 97 Cold Snap Black for 0.02 by like just a hair that I was processing and someone else grabbed it. But I did end up
listening here. What?
Oh,
huh?
Yeah, you're gonna get some. Try to get yourself pushed into it. Yeah, I grabbed a dork. I grabbed a 92 Dorking striped for like $40. It was like 0.02. So I might slap that one.
I'm buying again.
I'll race it. I'm buying again. Stop it. I'm buying again. Yeah, so a quick little update on the board here. Obviously, anyone with only one race or whatnot. So right now, the leader with at least 6 races is 838, which is Dallatum. That's his new coupe there. The formerly known as Harold's Bay, now 838. He said he had like over 100 birds, and he was just so tired of clicking on something and seeing 100 birds. So we just set all. And actually, I was going to do this. I have a second coop right now that I am eventually going to send all my racing birds to and just race there. But the team tournament, I wouldn't be qualified. So that is my plan as well, because I'm tired of even being tempted by racing some of the donkeys that I don't want to race. And 35 birds is a lot.
To the chamber.
Yeah, honestly, you're missing the point. You can keep one while I'm just fuse all that crap.
I did. I went from 74 birds to 35.
And you'll be like, all right, I've got 4 I can race.
Yeah, no, believe me. I did more than I'm comfortable with long term. So I wanted to get into that a little bit. How has your fused birds done so far by and large? And how are your spicy birds doing as well? So it's a 2-pronged question.
So I've got my spicy Saramas seem to be doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
My robot does fine. It's winning in B, which is a class above its MPO against
Would
those
you say
other birds.
largely, if they were good beforehand, they're still pretty good now?
Yeah, he's still pretty decent.
Okay.
El Diablo, he was doing okay in A when I would race him on a specific good spot. I just now got him back to B.
That's a BMBO bird, right?
Yes. So
yeah.
Now I've just got him back to B and just dropped him in the 180 track in B class for $5 if anyone wants to take one on. It's 7 to 12. Just FYI. But yeah, I think by and large, most of my random fuses, I probably just haven't raced them enough, but they're kind of junk. Like the ones that I knew, like what I had, and like locked some, not like all the specific things, but like take for instance the 98 Devo Sultan that I made. Okay, I had a 98 Devo Sultan that was Rectar. He had a beak ring. He wasn't that great, He was mediocre, like 28% podium, but just not getting wins. Okay. And then I had Speedy Thief, who was a 99 Devo Dorking, And she was definitely a track bird, but she just, again, another bird that just could not get the wins, right? It was just
I remember looking at that bird with you and just thinking, like, both of these birds are kind of forgettable. They should be better, but they're not. Maybe they'll be really good together.
Percentage was up in the high 30s, right? So it was like, it was kind of a no-brainer. I'm like, all right, I'm going to fuse these two birds. And I locked the distance preference of the Sultan because, I mean, I'm rolling the dice here. I at least want to know at least a distance to start with.
Yeah,
and that bird has turned out to be weird.
Stud, yeah.
I mean, it's winning short distance races too. So that's the weird thing. Like on track, like if you go to its track grid right now, I've only ran like 50 races, but dude, 12 wins in 50 races. Not one chick, only one chick race, and I don't even think I podiumed in it.
Of course,
so
yeah. Well, you never know when you get in those chick races if you're going up against one of the brand new 100 Saramas, or maybe two of them that are hanging around. So the chick races
did you
are
end
a
up
bit
with like a
dicey right
Sultan with lack consistency? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, that's
sorry. Quick question:
Good.
Any high dollar races y'all want to get into? Just want to get it out there.
But yeah, asking the chat or asking us.
I don't care. All right, I probably don't have much money left because I'm degening in all these races, just trying to be a volume hog. But
well, it looks like an A race filled, a decent A, like a. 19...
I filled up. I threw 2 in that 160 road, in A.
Okay, yeah, I got Rebel Scum in there, so that's running. Anything else run yet? $1.82 ran. Okay, let's see if we can. Yeah, $2.82 rans.
All right, I got $10
can...
I'm throwing Eggy in that 120B for 182 as well.
Yeah, let's take a look here and see if there's anything. I'm like, it's one of those things where like I'm worried to throw out like, join this race, and it's like, yeah, my bird's in there and I know it's great, and then I win.
I mean, yeah, I've got, if you want to join the 180 track in B class, I've got 2 birds in that, so I don't know.
Good.
That's up to you.
I know that now.
At least it's not the fuck boy. He's my track monster.
When fusion for fuckboy?
You know, no, not acceptable. I don't want to freaking hear that kind of nonsense up in here.
When fusion for Eggy? When black hole?
Name of Jeff 140D sand for 91 bones. Nah, I'm already in one of those races that have been sitting for 5 months. Guy? I'm good.
Nice try, Jeff.
I promise you. I promise you, Jeff. I promise you, Al. I promise you, Josh. We are trying to get these big races reset in some way, or at least ran or something.
Don't run them.
Reset. I mean, reset because they're such a mess right now.
I don't want them ran because it's real gross right now.
Oh, Jeff's in 2. Oh no, you poor son of a bitch.
Oof. Well, the one I entered was the one I entered was pre-MPO, pre-seasons, and I was literally the first bird in the race, and it wasn't as bad at that point in time. Like there were no 100 Sultans in A class. There were no like birds that didn't belong as much or as bad as it became. And then over time, that race just sat, and then all of a sudden these birds just showed up, and I'm like, well. There goes my money.
and the weird thing is that like with Fusion 2, these are brand new birds. These Fusion birds, some of them are very good, and I think that was the point I was kind of leaning towards. BAWK, I know you said Eggy's still doing well. You fused a ton of birds trying to get a fusion, but didn't pull it off. Trying to get a mutation, excuse me. But have you raced many of them yet?
I'm starting to get into discovery on a few.
What is this bird doing?
I've got a 93 Whitebeak Sultan that's MPO is B.
Unbelievable.
93 Whitebeak Sultan. Okay, yeah.
Like
third.
That might be
like
well. So far, man, they matter. Some of them matter. Like I had a 92 Sarama that got stuck in A class, couldn't get anything done, so I fused that one again and then fused it again. But let's not get into that. But some of these birds are going to get trapped a little bit. Some of these birds are going to get trapped a little bit, and when they do, you might just need to fuse it again. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of being able to do that again, fuse again, and see if you can get a better roll of where it sets. It at least gives you that shot, right?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see like we're seeing like an ebb and flow in what's actually running too. At first we said it was all fusion birds running, so of course all fusion birds were winning.
We had a fusion tournament, right? Yeah.
Like and then now we're seeing actually I've been running. Honestly, I've been making more ETH off of my spices, probably because namely they're discovered. Like I know where to run them.
Well, that's just it. Like,
but their stats are still holding true. They're not destroyed. Like,
I don't think so. Now, S-Class, I don't know because I'm not racing up there because
we'll
both attempts at 100 Sarama failed for me. So I wouldn't know. But like in A, B, C, D, I mean, I don't know. My birds that I have left that I am still racing are doing all right.
There's a couple that have, Demani or Demony, however you want to say it. That bird has been an absolute monster in, I think it's D class, C or D class. There's some birds that have been fused into the classes that are absolute beasts. I think Rebel's going to get crushed here. It's too far ahead. And, oh, yes, the Cooper. The Cooper, I think that's me too. No, it's not. No, that didn't help. I think I'm still going to hit. But anyway, there are some... lost my train of thought completely. Some birds that are a little bit of those outliers right now, and you do kind of need some outliers, right? You do need that thing to push for. This is me and you, Josh.
Is this asshole gonna actually get me a podium?
The thing is also though,
this donkey
with dynamic, we've just launched dynamic.
Speaking of failed fusion attempts,
it's going to move things around a little bit. Things are going to move down. They're going to move back up.
Double podium, you dick.
We're going to see a lot more birds in different spots than we normally have seen in the last, few months. And then we're throwing fusion birds in there as well. And
I just take 1 second just to say how beautiful Rebel Scum looks in the Arctic gear.
Yes,
Dude,
the orange comb, the orange comb and waddle too.
What is that?
Yeah, we took over. Yeah, this is a total.
We're trying
hustle.
to put on a show here. This is not.
I am. I'm
I need to name this chicken, and it's probably going to get named like Donkey or Failure or something.
Or Failure.
Fraud.
Josh sends me like every other day. Should I name this thing I Hate You? I'm like, no, just
Fraud.
Give it a minute.
It's a fraudulent
so yeah,
bird.
I think the idea that I've kind of settled on, the thought that I've settled on with this is that I feel basically the birds that were good before are still pretty good, but they have stiffer competition. We'll see how dynamic goes. I think the parity is going to keep pumping there. The birds that weren't very good, that maybe did okay in some spots, they've been overtaken by fusion birds. Absolutely. So if you want to call that a power creep, I get it. And I'm not going to fight you too hard on that. The power creep that I absolutely look at and say, wow, this is tough, is S-Class. Basically, you almost have to have a fused 100 Sarama to do well there. But we still know the truth of it is in a long-term mentality, and I know there's some people that want the short-term fix now, and I understand the frustration. But I'm just speaking solely in a long-term mentality. These classes are going to spread out a little bit. There's going to be places where you can run the super S's will be a super class. And then there'll be places for your 100 spicy Saramas to run. And if not, we don't have any guarantee on this yet, but I mean, it would be insane to not have our spicies be the most advantageous breeders, so there's still reason to have them and reason to do things with them. But when breeding does come, that's going to change the game all over again as well. You can argue fusion came a little bit too soon, but it's been pretty wild. It's definitely shaken the game up a little bit. I'm excited for it. I think it's fun, but I understand the frustration of the power creep in S. Everywhere else, I think it's a mixture. I think it's a wait and see.
I think it's great.
I think
my pocketbook doesn't really like it so much. I'm sure BAWK Mama would wish fusion would go away fucking yesterday.
I mean, the big thing is how can we really call it a power creep when it's literally us outside of S? Again, I can't say anything for S because again, I don't own 100 Sarama and I don't race up in S. I have one bird up there I'm trying to get out right now. But like the rest of the classes, it's like how could we call it a power creep when it's the same 20, 30 birds running? You know, like, and half of them are fused, half of them are spices.
Mhm.
You know, these results are skewed right now, and we need numbers, we need bodies, we need new racers, we need volume, we need volume. Like, we just need that. Like, I can't call it a power creep until I see actual data that says otherwise, with actual lots of races.
Such a small
included,
sample
right?
of folks
like, yes,
running.
like if
you're absolutely right.
If we had fusion from the get-go and we crossed 100,000 races, then let's see what the numbers say, right? Or 10,000 races even. Like, let's see what the numbers say. But even then, the first 10,000 races, you got to realize, are probably going to be skewed too, because mostly of those are going to be the same 100 birds, right? Or whatever. It's just,
So
it's
do
tough
we
right
mark?
now.
Here's a question for you on this:
Mhm.
pivot and market now, or do we wait for land? And is land the next rush to actually, or the first opportunity to actually market this?
Here's the thing.
Here's my only.
I said this earlier.
Go, Josh.
I said this earlier in Cluck Norris. When land becomes an available thing to mint or whatever, drop, whatever they want to do with it, it has to. I think it has to have instant utility, full-fledged, all working, and it can't be like it's going to take a year to develop all this stuff. I'm just speaking honestly. Like, I understand that may not be reality, but like I feel like it needs to be fleshed out to the point to where when we get land, we can instantly go to land. We can go use stadiums. We can do our clubhouses.
Farming, stadiums, all
farming.
Of that, right?
We can
like,
go and breed.
We
can go and breed. Like, that kind of stuff all needs to be implemented and in place with land, with the release of land. And then I even said this earlier, and take it one step above that. When that's all ready and you are ready to launch land, you got to have a giant event, big purse, all classes, a big blowout, advertise, market the shit out of it. Any bird could win this thing. It's, you know, like, seriously, you'd have to come up with some kind of an event that any bird could win. Any bird. Like, you go and buy a bird and you enter this, like, sit and go or whatever, that's got a $5,000 to $10,000 purse, and, you know, I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. Like, something massive that's going to get people that go like, oh, hey, whoa, that's a lot of money. Like, remember when Zed first came out, right? They had the hype, right? But like on Twitter, you'd see all these events that they had going on that had $50,000 purse, $20,000 purse, like that kind of shit. I feel like it needs to be, all of that needs to come together to a head at a certain point when land is ready to go. And then it's just all day, let's go. Market
as Ross says here, land is the final horizon. It has to be a smash. Believe says they should hold an AMA and demo it to everyone. Absolutely.
Yes.
This has to be.
I'd love to see where we're at. Like, I feel like that's one update I'd love to see. You know, where are we at on that whole thing?
What's that?
Yeah, where are we at? Where are we at in general? Yeah, I know. Last time, I mean, we knew that they had the intention to mint it some time ago, but then they've also reworked it and rethought through it. So the question before we got right to here when we began, do we wait a little bit? Do you wait for land to really be that moment? Yes, but also, holy crap, we need to make sure that we keep this game alive now. And keep this thing running now, which means we need either, you know, more Coops to return or brand new blood, probably the latter. And hopefully we get an update on Haku. Hopefully that's something that could,
that's another step in the right direction that we need to get on. And bringing in Haku and that exposure alone is necessary. It's just necessary. Oof.
You know, I agree because what was that? Oh yeah. I agree with that mainly because it's still a difficult thing to navigate and find a bird in this game. So if there's a spot you can do it, great. But even better, meet the racers, meet the degens where they already are, which is Haku. Haku has done a really nice job with a couple different games there. Get this thing in people's faces so they know it's out there and there's a community already running and there's content and the whole bit is here waiting for them. I'm still sitting here just thinking to myself, good God, do people just not know about this game? Is that where we're at? And if that's the case, then there's still an immense amount of hope sitting on the doorstep, but we got to get to them. Damn it, we got to get to them. We got to find our way to them.
I mean, there's a lot of hurdles that we would have to hit to bring in a mass entrance of people, right? Like,
yeah.
I think I'm of the camp is we need the game loop of land. There's so many options there that none are really defined right now. We don't really know, but that interaction, that circle of life. Look, Bala has some great notes on this.
Yes, a hell of a loop. Yeah,
freaking great stuff up.
I hope the devs just put that in their back pocket, like after they saw it outright. Yeah,
seriously, game design work for done you. Like it's beautiful, and like that is what we need, and that is to be the next big thing. I do think that you can parlay, like you can step yourself into land in stadiums with these alt formats. I think there's a middle ground here that we can move into stadiums and offer up with some modifications to the game contract and you know, setting up just, I mean, I'm full in on it. Just make it everything from 1v1 to every payout you could think of, and just get it in there, get it documented, publish it in a tutorial.
On that note of, you know, of contract modification, Believe said this earlier, and they just mentioned here in the chat, race timers, alternate payout, Haku would be my preference in order of importance moving forward. So if we are getting into the contract and thinking about putting timers on, we were thinking about putting timers on big races. And then sometime last week, Apex said, what if we put timers on every race? And quite frankly, why not? Because where are we doing the cutoff? Like, what's a big race? You know, if the 50 cent and 90 cent races aren't filling, we have a bigger problem than a race timer having to refund it. So if we have the race timers, then that way every single race has that sense of urgency. So if we're opening up the contract there, it's a perfect spot to also fit in opening up to bring in new formats. Get the thing reset and then push through, and then we have something to sustain us as we get to land or as land is being minted, whatever it is, however it be, a situation where we can look at this game as is and just want to play it without having to have tournaments and events.
I really agree there, but
extras.
MBF, the one thing I think we really have to be careful with timers, and I think this is one of the reasons I want 1v1. If every damn race gets refunded, that's not good.
That's fair.
So that
after they reset the pre-MPO races.
Yes, whatever's out there. Yes,
just want that caveat in there.
Yeah, yes.
I didn't forget about y'all.
I'm talking fresh slate, but it as long as and it doesn't matter. And these can go even like, you know, it fires at 2, it fires at 4, it fires at 6. It doesn't matter as long as those rules are defined. And yes, we 86 everything that's out there. We need to run these at less people or less birds, and not go into cancellation mode, because that's not
so the biggest gripe I heard about it is that, you know, it'd be frustrating if I sign up with the idea that, I'm getting into this X dollar race because I want to get to that race with 12 racers. Of course, perfect world, that's what you do. But like you said, if it's stated ahead of time and you know it could run with less than, we're fine. And that's something I've said a fucking billion times now. This community and humans in general will generally be okay with something as long as they know ahead of time. As long as they know when they sign the line, whatever it is they're signing, that there is a possibility that this may run here, that this may happen, then it's on you. You should have known. You have no one to blame but yourself, as long as it's said beforehand. So I think it's there. Let these damn races run. Let them run.
Look, 3 bird races, like What happens when a cold snap pops on a 3-bird race? Like, that makes cold snap finally valuable.
That is a little crazy. The talent part of it is definitely a little crazy there, isn't it?
Yeah, but like we've seen 8-bird races. They were fun.
Yeah.
They screw stats all up, but like they were fun.
Yeah, but we have the tools to be able to sort through them. I mean, Chicken Tools does a great job at doing that. I know D3 has a 2.0 that's coming out at some point. You know, there's tools to fix that part up.
Oh,
listen,
no, I wouldn't say there wasn't at all.
Look,
Yeah.
it just makes sense to put timers on them, because all it does is drive hype. And there comes a night where, like, if it's a Friday night and the stars align and there's some big races that have like an hour or so left on them, and you can gather some friends and do that. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's where the appeal comes, because you know that race is going to fire no matter what.
Yeah,
right?
It has to run though. It can't be a refund scenario. Because if you're sitting there with your buddies and you,
at least 8 birds, right? I mean, I don't know.
It depends.
But that's what BAWK's getting at.
That's all subjective. You can.
Because here's the thing,
like, be structured any way you want.
I guess I understand the fence of the people that say like it will mess with the data or skew the data, but won't like alternate payout structure races do the same thing? Like, you're doing double ups, like. You could have a profitable. You could eventually get a bird that's fresh and run only double ups, and it could have a positive ROI and be A-shaped.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you need to know that, and that's the nice thing. That's another reason, just kind of looping this into the whole convo. That's why Haku makes sense, because you can actually go in there and find a double up bird. Like, I want to run double ups. Well, go find a double up bird. The stats are right there to let you know. Like, that's what makes this thing easier. It's like when I go on the DraftKings and I want to do a cash lineup, I want to get a double up. I'm not going to put, someone who's inconsistent there. I'm going to get the most consistent lineup I can, and that's the one I'm going to run to try to go 50-50. That's what we'd want to do with Haku. That's what we want people to be able to do that part.
Yeah, that's the stats are going to get jacked no matter what. Like, yeah. Like, who cares? Like, that's for us, spreadsheet junkies to figure out. Like, well,
yeah, let's have some fun. I mean, that's
trust me. I guarantee you, Chicken Tools, Chick, Camby, and freaking Cora, and all the D3 folks, they will figure it out. Yeah. No problems.
If we have volume, we'll figure it all out. We want to. Yeah, we'll have the time, and we'll want to. It'll be firing off, absolutely. So we have 15 minutes left on the event. If we do a little peek over real quick and see who our leaders are, looks like, look at that. Donkey Birds. Jeff, name me a Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Jeff boy. 11 races, 12.09.
Man, look at 838s with 20 races.
So
and they're holding 11 average.
If either of you two want to buy me a Roadcaster so I can play hotkeys again, I would love to get hotkeys back. Just so I could get that sounder. My name's Jeff.
you
Sorry.
I don't know. You'd be a little bit dangerous with hotkeys. We'd turn into,
the Nick and the
Frisky
Dick.
and the Plug real quick. The Nick and the Dick. Yes, Nick and the Dick is exactly.
Okay, I'm donating. I'm in.
Yeah.
Let me know. Ping me offline, Josh.
All right.
Yeah. Josh, I actually was texting you, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's just me, you, and BAWK tonight," and my phone changed BAWK to Nick.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, Nick, I miss you.
Miss you, bro.
You are in this weird world."
Even though you're not like dead, but
not forgotten. No, he's dead. He's dead. He died in a ditch, chasing a raccoon into a.
Seriously,
sewer,
one of the funniest people we know. Anyway.
Yeah, so we have Donkey Bird sitting on top after that tangent that only we cared about. He's got the lead right now, 838. Josh is there, but he's not winning, so Believe dropping into the third spot at the moment. We have now we have 13 minutes left. BAWK, will this cut off
right at 9:15?
Yeah, right at 9:15 when the last
Well, I'll
race...
tell you right now, when I coded it, it didn't ask me if it wanted 9:15-ish. I told it.
All right, Dick. What I'm asking is it? And my bad, I didn't get this out properly. Is it races that start before or finish before 9:15? Ooh, I stumped him.
I'm trying to think of which version of the code I'm running on. Actually,
Stumped them.
well, because we had that issue where everything backed up right at the time.
Yep.
So it has to be scheduled and entered.
Okay.
Scheduled and
entered.
Fucking fine. The numbers are solid, dude. Leave me alone. Mister, I changed the rules at freaking 5 o'clock.
Josh,
listen,
get Leorin board virtual deck. What's that, Russ?
Oh, there you go. Listen, I'm the eccentric type. I'm the artist here that can't do art.
I am draw.
I am draw. Right.
Throwback.
I am Groot.
So where are we here? Let me see what the queue looks like. All right,
do chick races count?
Do chick races count? No.
Do chick races count? Just question.
12. No, free races count. 12 entry. 12 lanes.
All right. 12 lanes. Word.
Yeah, gotta have 12 lanes. So let's see what else. We got a few more
all these
races.
races. There's a few of them that are 11 and 12.
If we had birds run with 8 lanes, would it affect our stats? No, it wouldn't, because it's really easy to filter out. Let's get them damn 2-bird races going. Come on, Deli, where are you at?
All right. Going down 11 minutes now. This board, every time I refresh this board, there's a new leader.
Ooh,
Chicken Club is back on top now. Chicken Club, AE Racers, and 838s. Donkey Birds must have taken a hard hit because they dropped down to 10.79 now in 5th place. All it takes is one race. And Josh is all the way down to 9th place now. So, yeah, things have changed a little bit.
See, this could be fun. This could get crazy. The average, that's the law of averages.
Average, oh yeah, there you go. Bring it into science. The beauty of running these quick events like this is that it really
RossDoesMath.com.
Where is Spiver? Stop helping people out with natural disasters and doing a good job. Come back and race chickens with us, Spiver. We miss you,
brother.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm just looking at 55 like races that that's only my chickens, so let's get out of there. Races that are almost full, just trying to get these things pamping. Pamp it. I don't have any E-birds. They're all in D.
You don't have any
E-birds?
No E-birds. They're all in D.
Hold on. Do you have E-MPO birds? They're just not in E right now? Okay.
Yeah, I've got like 3 or 3. I think I have 3 E-birds.
Ooh,
one of them's in C class.
Cool. That's good.
Well, that's Her Majesty. Yeah, that's the lovely Grace of Seasons. Just didn't quite. Have the
so
money
that's why you were so
racing.
Curious about what it would take to get down 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, I was just doing the math because I'm not the only bird.
I know
that's not the only bird 2 classes out of place.
Yeah, that one's gonna take a minute.
100-meter road.
That's Strike Force 9.
Yeah, right here. Her Majesty.
Yeah,
Birds in B and its MPO is E.
Oh, that's too.
Well, here's the thing: the bird can still win. Like it's
the lack, right?
Jetpack lack.
Yeah. Is that a fused bird?
Nope. That's spicy.
No.
So if you're just joining the stream, there's 10 minutes left, roughly 9. If you've been racing though, don't worry, you're in. But if not, you need to hammer out 6 races in the next 10 minutes, and we're going to try and help push that along in the cheap ones. I'm doubling up all the cheap ones.
Yep, I'm in them now. The only thing I can't double up on is S races because I only
that's
have
the only
one
class.
bird.
S and E is the only one I can't do.
Ooh, I have no birds in S class now. Victory. That's always a good feeling.
Feels good. How's it feel
down.
to get your first bird D class?
Well,
El Diablo felt real good.
Yeah, I was just randomly downclassing Get to the Choppa from C to D class, not really paying attention, and then during the stream here, I see, he's in D class. Finally, now I can run, but he can still win in C class too because it's a lack, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beauty of the lack that I've slowly come around to. BAWK, you kind of dragged me across the line.
Yeah,
with
there you
the
go.
lack and belter. I
Those
care
are
a little
Cadillacs,
bit.
baby.
Papa Wonka, 2 pop away.
Attaboy. It feels good when you see that. You're like, it gives
until
you
you win
second.
one.
I know.
I was at 6.
Yeah.
6.
Or get 3 out of 4 podiums like your bird has done tonight.
Oh my god, it's up to like 26, probably almost 30 now.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to redo all of that. Thank you. a good bird. It makes me feel good. Compete in an A. But again, the question remains, is the competition warrant or worthy enough for the record behind the scenes? On the surface, it looks great.
My hope really is just that, yes, we eventually get some more races. And more racers. That goes without saying. But with these, with the cycle we're going to have now, with that fluidity, like you were saying before, Josh, we don't know what someone's doing now, whether they're actively trying to downclass. There's probably downclassers in every single race now, whereas at some point during seasons, you damn well knew you were probably going up against at least 11 out of 12 birds that all were at least thinking they had a shot.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, that's
because what? Yeah,
most realistic thing. But it alternated. Like, one season would be really competitive. The next season it would be kind of weird and declassy. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you got birds that are doing really well. And then all of a sudden when your bird doesn't up class because you were smart with it and kept it down, now all of a sudden the birds that come back down, now you're just getting stomped again. And it's like, this is weird.
No, this is a good change. I don't think we're going to see anybody have any issues. If they do, I'm ready to hear it. I'm absolutely ready to hear if anyone feels like there's
going to have
anything.
issues. People always have issues.
But that's the fucking crazy thing right now, man. Is yes. But so far, nice. I haven't seen one yet. There hasn't actually been a complaint on this yet. So I'm sure someone will piss in my chair.
I mean, I complained in my head earlier today of like, man, one at a time, this is going to be shitty. But then again, I'm like, it's okay. I've had birds that did worse when it was locked, and I just kept putting money in and money in. Eventually, I'll get to 20 and move down. So, I mean, it's like, I guess I have to keep reminding myself that it's like, it's not that bad. Like I said earlier, if you hit all the 55 centers, you're spending $10 at most. If you hit 20 races and don't podium in any of them.
And that's how you do it. That's 100% how you do it. When they're there and you want to maybe fill a race that you have a bird, especially if you want to fill a race you have a bird in that you care about, and it syncs up, throw them in, get them in there, get that bird down. It just becomes part of the cycle.
That's part of it as well. It's not like time boxed. This is what I always hated about locks. Is, you know what? If I win a $10 race, I can be like, you know what? Hey, Floof, let's lose some races, Floofy. You know, and then you can make that decision for a day, and then you're like the next day you're like, oh no, I want my other bird. You know, Andromeda to win today, so I'm going to run Andromeda. You don't have to you're not just locked into everything. You can play the game.
Well, that's exactly why Nightmare was in that 120 sand and decided to win, because I was cheap sand. They haven't podiumed there yet. Let's throw them in. So yeah, but that's how I'm racing right now, and I haven't had a bird move up yet. There's a bunch that are sitting on that cusp, but the interesting thing is, even though you can make the argument that okay, if you do it properly, your birds may never move up. Well, yes, but that means that means you are also racing that bird to lose while it's in that MPO.
No,
so
Sid.
While it's in its MPO.
Sid, you got 4 minutes to race 6 races. Can you do it?
No.
Welcome to the show, bud. I think I want to keep racing. Y'all want to stick around and keep racing for a little bit even after this?
Maybe we could try to fill some the other races for a little bit. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
We could start. Maybe we can call out some races and try to fill some stuff out. But we got 4 minutes left.
All right, so I wrote all this on punch cards. I just have to use the paper punch, and I have to reinsert them into the mainframe. But we could possibly extend out this another 5 or 10 minutes.
Another 5 or 10?
Let's keep it where it is, just because we said where it was. I just to not mess with it. You know, it's been a success.
Probably best.
We've had some decent volume moving through here, which is good to see. So let's run with that right now. We have, 3 minutes left. So we'll sit with that for now. I get it, and it's good. I know BAWK wants to flex that he can just pull the plug and change this as he can because he's so damn good at this. Which I'm happy.
And my Devo just won again, Tyler.
It's the history of Chicken Derby. It's really easy to read.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know that we can just mess with this as we want to and need to. Your bird's doing it again, Josh.
I know. Just
What
doing
a
it.
dick.
I am not having a lucky yard tonight.
Beating out Ben F for 2.
It's always funny seeing Ben F birds that used to be someone else's birds and they were named by someone else. That was a Whamola bird you just beat there.
Yeah.
We're locking in on this time now.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Get
We're
him, Phil.
basically right up against it now. Let's see what's in queue. So there are 4 races in queue right now. They will, if it's in the queue, it counts, right, BAWK? Even if it runs after. That's basically what you're telling me.
No, I didn't tell you that.
Oh.
No, I didn't tell you that. Okay. So does the race have to be completed before 10:15?
The race has to run before 10:15. The complete.
So it has to be done. So the race is in the queue.
The race has to. Okay, so like, there's not really a gap in that. Like when the code executes, like CD, like it generates the race. It exists. The outcome is effective.
Well, this D race 140 sand is 11 to 12, 55 cents.
So we're talking about
Al just said his
get in.
Coop's not showing up on the board, but he's running races. So we might
No,
look at
it's
that
called not equal Alriad. Oh no, hold on. I gotta remove that code.
That's by design,
Gotta
bro.
remove it.
By design.
Yeah, take that one out. Take that one out for him.
Let me remove that line of code real quick. Honestly, I don't really know why could be possible.
All right, we can take a deeper look at that. And before any prizes are given out, we'll make sure that is sorted and we have all that set up before we're done. So, but yeah, this is.
Alriad, what's your Coop name?
He's the BAWK Box. I think it's still BAWK Box. Let me see. Is he racing in this one? Maybe we ought to find him. But yeah. That's interesting. All right, we'll take care of that. We'll get that rolled through. We are, and that's 10:15 now. So let me take a look real quick and see if anything.
This is one of the last races, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
The sand race that is on the screen.
That one started before 10:15. So yeah, that looks like it'll be the last race to count. There's only 2 other ones that are in queue right now: an A160 rock and a B140 sand that will not count. This will be the last one that gets in there, and we'll get it straightened away. So we'll delay just for a minute, confirming the winners. Yep, we'll delay just for a minute, confirming any winners before we run ahead here, and we'll get that thing straight out. The BAWK box with a little ABC emoji. So yep, that's right. We will check on that and see if there's anything we need to do. So yeah, I think what we're going to do next now on the polls that I ran earlier as well this week, I asked if people were ready yet to have another Coop Collective sprint. We had most people say they were either ASAP or this upcoming weekend. We did have 2 people say they weren't quite ready yet. I get it. But I think maybe we're going to try to roll one more out here and have it ready for the weekend. Maybe I'll run a quick poll and see if we just want to do a 10K tournament and just roll one back and get it started, or if we want to go into the U event buckets. I can tell everybody exactly how that works in the poll question so people know what they're looking at. We really do feel like this could be the premier U event, something you're actually trying to run a bird properly with a U structure. Could be a lot of fun. So we'll see what people think there. We'll get a new CC sprint set up for this weekend, one way or the other. Diablo, hold on there.
Yeah. Got it.
Diab's nice. Beautiful. All right. So if we're looking at the
I'm looking through all day. I got you in there already. Give me a few moments.
So as it stands, and unless this updates soon, the Chicken Club is in the lead.
And the Chigs stuck in there to second place.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We will see.
As it stands now.
Not confirmed.
Not
confirmed.
confirmed.
We have the We are in the booth.
It does say
like they do
updated a
in-
few seconds ago, which it is 10:17. So
Nope,
This
we're
might-
in the booth. We're looking a little bit deeper. We'll see. We'll make sure there isn't any updates that need to go in there next. And we'll make sure we get the right winner and then the prizes put out. It'll be first place takes the bird. Second place takes 2 fusion serums. Third place will join us with the 548 barn. And speaking of that, obviously things have slowed down just a little bit, and we want to make sure when we run these free events for the 548, there's enough people around and engaged and ready to go. I think we're going to put together a poker tournament just because those are easy to run and easy to get people together, and it's fun to play poker. So I know we want to do one of those. But the first 548 event, BAWK and I have already been thinking about ways that we can make that really cool and do something monthly there. But obviously want to have as many people around so you can benefit from actually having the barn and running with it as we patiently sit here and wait for the real purpose of the barn's breeding, which we had hopes it'd be a little bit sooner, but we will wait, and hopefully by the time it's here it'll all be worth it. Let's just see.
Yeah.
Still,
I'm running it one more time, but it looks like Ariad might actually be up in the plan.
Uh-oh.
And thank you for your crazy characters that might have screwed up my script.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. So
You
that's
did
interesting.
hear
The taco.
that those hidden from the leaderboard get +5 out of the average, true or false? No, that's like -5 probably.
Yeah, so we thought about that, but then we knew Whamola would find a way to exploit it. Even though he's at a concert tonight, he would have ran to try to exploit that. So we kept that. And then, you know what? It's actually just nice to run an event, and Whamola doesn't take anything away, huh?
One emoji's all it takes, man.
But Taco Truck has 2 emojis, and he's in there, no problem.
Yeah,
so
no big deal. 2 tacos, that's the deal breaker.
is that because BAWK likes tacos, or
Yeah.
what
I
happened
love
there?
tacos.
Those apes look great. Love it.
What do you put on the tacos? Everything.
The apes look
I
great.
keep it pretty OG. Very simple.
The apes do look good. I wish I would have had something. I have the ape body. I have a bunch of the weird mutant head thing. I'm not sure what that is. Is it like a pussing brain? I don't know what the mutant head is, but I got a bunch of those and a bunch of turtle feet. Didn't work, even though I ran a lot. It didn't quite work out. It would be cool if there was a little bit of like the way that they could. I know it's just random, and that's probably the simplest way to do it. And God knows I don't want to give them any extra work right now with wearables. We want other things done, but it would be nice if those things cycled a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't just end up with 5 of the same one.
Any races anybody wants to get into?
Ooh, a new fusion. Devil Beaks ET has pulled out a 100 Sarama Blue Egg Crisp with White Beak.
Ooh.
Oh no, Dreamfire. Wait, hold on a second. Dreamfire's a good bird. What are you doing, you psychopath? Time out.
Who did that again?
Time out. I'm yelling at him. Okay. This is ET.
Oh boy.
He had a what the okay, time out. I don't mean to call him out on stream, but I've seen this bird and I like the name, and I checked out its win record.
No.
It's 26, 15, and 10 in 126. That's a good ass bird, and he just fused it to create a white beak 100 Sarama Crisp.
Oh yeah, get up there, Donk. I want to name that
it's
bird
okay.
Donk, but it's probably taken.
Dunk.
Doink, like Doink
I
the
am
Clown.
Was that a blue
You remember
egg just
Doink
went
the
up?
Clown?
Oh yeah, I remember Dunk the Clown. I'm a nerd. I know. Oh,
Get up
look at
there,
that.
derp.
Come on, Rebel.
Ooh, I just yelled into the mic. Sorry.
I'm a
everybody.
wrestling nerd. I remember that shit.
Get up there, derp. Did I pull
I
off
remember
second?
the 10. I think you did.
Ooh.
No, third. No?
Third. Barely.
Third. Yeah.
All right.
Rebel on rock. Rebel doesn't even like rock. Get the hell out of there. What are you doing?
Yeah,
buddy?
the boys. Not a Rama, mind you. I'm pretty sure that
Not
white
a
beak
Rama.
is also probably not a Rama. Unfortunate, I know.
You almost named it Nadarama.
Again,
Bunch
well,
of-
I named the first one
Again, yeah,
Nadarama.
Still,
I wish I would have
still
kept that
Nadarama.
one because that one was better than this one.
I fucking hate you. You're Nadarama, but it's too many characters. He tried to sell it. Yes, he did try to sell it. It was sitting there for. I mean, it was like it's his dream fire, as Ross said. He tried to sell it. Tried to sell it for like an ETH. It's a good bird, but now he's like, you know what? No one bit. Time to fuse it. See you later. Yeah. I actually had 2 birds that were listed as I fused them, which was like, oh, I'll see if people wanted to buy them, and then no one did, and I fused them. That 98 class track. We're working on it, man. We're working on it. I'm really.
I'm close. Give me one frickin' second.
Oh no! I was talking about the Al was saying the 98 class 200 meter track. Yeah. We need some conclusion with those races for sure. I know that's on the docket, and a council meeting is a bit overdue. I think it's time we talked again a little bit and got a few things hashed out about what exactly is next. Because, I'll just say it. Before we get into racing, there was a contentious talks in Buck Norris, and everyone's got frustrations, and everyone has gripes and everything, and I get it. And you know what? I'm fine validating the gripes. We're all a little annoyed with some parts of this, but most importantly, what's next? Most importantly, what is next? Because we just had a win. This dynamic buffer MPO system is a win. Maybe we can actually build off one of these damn wins. Maybe it's Haku, maybe it's the race timers, maybe it's alternate payouts then thereafter, but it's the first step. If this thing's working well, then we can move on and try to actually have something that starts to grow again. So, hopeful.
Absolutely.
Hopeful, very hopeful still. Maybe blindly hopeful. You all can hate me for that. That's fine. But I'm going to be hopeful until this thing completely dies on me. So, because without hope, what's the point of life? So anyway, let's see here how we're doing on these
filling races over here.
Filling races. Okay, I think a decent B race just went off, or at least signed up. Yeah, and we got a almost a $2 B race.
Ooh, some sprinting to win.
Yeah, if anyone's got any races that are over the 55 center, let us know. We can try to maybe see if we can fill those up tonight. Were you saying something, BAWK?
We're there. It's happening.
Okay, beautiful. Thanks for all of your unpaid work.
BAWKers. Let's check the leaderboard. I'm assuming the Winged Warriors are kicking ass. Yeah, by a lot. I'm on Fast Peaks. I think BAWK's on Fast Peaks too.
Yeah. I was okay. Listen, we're winning by 3,000 points right now. But I was on the BAWKers. We all were. It means nothing. It means nothing at 11 days. I refuse to look at it in any way. Yes, BAWKers and Fast Peaks need some love, but I refuse to in any way think that the Winged Warriors have this thing locked up, because last tournament just gutted my heart. So we'll see. We got a good squad. We're running a lot, but we only really have like 12 people over 10 races so far. So we'll see how that starts to shake out when the mid-level start hopping in a little bit more, or when people just get a little bit of time so they can actually race again. It's a 2-week tournament, so we got some time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like time will tell on this one.
Right.
Hopefully we get a big volume bump.
Here's the 120 sand, Ross. B. Filled it for you.
Oh, by the way, the board is official now.
Eggy's
yes,
on
as soon as this race is done, we'll pull the board up and we'll call out the official winners here. So,
chat, call out a race right now.
Come on, this is the perfect race for Limelight to give me a moving walkway on stage.
Eggy with the shetty. Eggy with the shetty.
Every time Eggy goes up, I get my beehole pinches.
Rubber ducky.
Oh, that's a down class right there.
Arctic
Eggy
demon.
Eggy just wants to ruin everybody else's day.
Egg Ryan. It's good to see that bird. Well, not really, but.
Oh, blue egg. Who is it?
Rubber ducky shits a blue egg and instantly gets tired. That's relatable.
I always find it interesting when the blue egg hits like the 4th place bird. It was like, man, Does that mean that bird rolled really well and just needed to get hit there to get knocked back? Yeah, it's a tough one.
Henny the Goddess with the VR on. Pulling Jedi. Doesn't need to see.
No more talents. Any more talents?
No more talents.
Like,
Arctic Demon.
Looks like it's just
Chicken
a sprint to the end here.
696 and Henny the Goddess. Lost the Super Saiyan hair, Henny.
Oh, Ross holding strong there. Nice.
Oh, beautiful down class for you there, BAWK.
No more Super Saiyan hair for Henny.
Yeah, that's what Eggy does.
Yeah.
There it is. Arctic Demon. Yeah, the boys.
All right, Josh. So without any ado here, let's pull up the board. First place is going to get the bird. Second place gets the serum. Third place gets the barn. Let's see what we got.
Refresh.
Yep. I was going to say refresh it. Oh.
Alriad pulling second. He got 7 of 6 races.
Yeah, that was it. I had the index at 0. Common problem in the program.
Man, snuck in there.
Load. Do I have something? Load it one more time. Oh, there it is. He's in second. Okay, didn't load. Okay, yep. Okay, so the Chicken Club, believe 420, you are taking home the 96 Dorking. We have Alriad taking home the 2 serums, and Dalatum will be joining us with the barn. The first barn too. So welcome to the club.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Always good to bring in someone new. So
welcome to the fam.
This was fun. I enjoyed being able to do this. Hopefully we can do some more of them just like this. Wish we would have had BAWK forever ago, quite frankly. But, we have them now, and that's all that really matters. And we're going to keep running these and having a good time with them. We will
That's your
get a
chicken.
new... That's your chicken.
That's your chicken.
I'm pretty sure that chicken's unraced. We bought that chicken a long time ago.
Yeah.
Don't
How much we buy?
How
much we?
Don't look at that. That's gonna hurt.
0.19. That's not that bad.
0.19.
0.019. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So that was okay. Good. Whew. There's some in our wallet there that hurt to see. Hurt to see what we spent on like a 90.
Here's a $40 S race going off. Might as well pitch that guy. Let's see what the competition's like. We got the 100 Rooney from Ben F with the donkey uni on. We all know that bird's not a fucking donkey. By the way, probably a steal at 1 ETH. Buying that.
That's
bird.
a good bird. It's a
Dude.
ridiculously good bird.
It's dumb.
I mean, Norman's not in this race, but
yeah,
all right,
was fun. I agree. Chirpa Snippa,
thank
that's
you,
a good
Alright.
looking.
Always
That's a
good
good
to have
looking
you on
bird
board.
too. That 100 translucent. I forgot about that.
yeah, ethereal. I like that name too.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go out on a whim. So there is some sultans taking a shot here, and they're not completely dead. Or actually, that's a Sarama at the bottom. He got me, but is that Blue Devil in the middle? Yeah, Blue Devil's still doing its thing. So Ethereal's a sand beast. It says here from Sydney. Let's see if they can make a little bit of move here. That hair, that's it's basically like Storm's hair, is what that is in so many ways. But
it kind of, you know what it does it
looks like a wig. It looks like a British Parliament wig.
Why do I get like Mortal Kombat vibes? Like the
okay.
Very nice.
Right? Is that what
There's the cut.
Oh, look at that Machete.
Like I feel like Mortal Kombat vibes, but maybe I can't quite remember. It's been a long time.
Josh, I'm watching on the screen you're sharing, obviously, so it's a smaller version. And I just keep seeing some old wig on some guy, but I need to see it cleaner on like a full screen. It probably won't look like that anymore. But
yeah,
Eraser, nice win there.
I betcha.
all right, so
nothing's popping.
no, I think that's good. That was a successful little run there. I'm happy with it. I've proven that even with, let me just see, even with just how many racers? 20 racers. Even with just 20 racers tonight, we put on a fun event. If this thing had 50 racers going, it'd be wild. It'd be totally wild.
200.
We'll see some of these things actually get sponsored. We'll see. But yeah, I would really,
Isn't that where you like smash that like button and hit the share and all
Smash
that
it.
thing.
Smash that like button. Give us some love. We do appreciate it. All you have been sitting around here forever and watching our dumbasses talk about these chickens running on the screen. Always appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll put out a poll and find out which one y'all want to run this weekend. Do you want to run a traditional 10K, or do you want to give the buckets a shot, the true U tournament? And obviously I will give the U tournament its flowers and put it all out there so everyone knows exactly what this thing looks like. BAWK and I are proud of it. We really think that it's something that could be the perfect setup for a U system. Might take a little bit of time to get used to it and figure out, but once you see it, once I type it up and put it up there, I'll make it as efficient as possible. Unlike the way I talk on this show, I will keep it very succinct so you guys can understand exactly what we're trying to do to run a true U event.
Free sea race.
Free sea race.
Let's
right
see.
now. Any final words? Any closing comments from anybody tonight?
I
BAWK
mean, I'm very happy to have Dynamic back. You know, we'll see what happens with some events in the future now with Dynamic and how that'll all work.
Right.
Loving
Yeah.
Dynamic. Let's rally around and get some races run this next few weeks.
Again, just to reiterate,
good
like as
stuff.
everybody said, it's like, timers, different payout structures, different race structures. That
They
stuff
matter.
should
They'll
be
help.
like, I think the next move. We've talked
Obvious
about what's
next step.
next. I feel like that should, we've talked about it enough. But let's just get one thing at a time, right?
Yeah, as much as we want all this stuff done, there's only so much they can do so quickly. However, we would like to see some of these things pushed through a little bit faster now, because now that we have the system here, now that we don't have to worry about this racing system anymore, which doesn't seem like we do, now the stuff can actually start being built on top of it, which is where the real fun starts. The real fun starts with this game. So,
Yeah.
Love each
So,
other
yeah.
and let's race birds, man.
Yeah, man.
not a boy.
I just want to race, have fun,
Racing birds.
win. Isn't that all we want to do? That's all I want to do.
All right, well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay around here because we're shutting it down.
All right.
Appreciate y'all, and we'll have a poll out tomorrow morning, letting you know which one we should run here, and we'll have a new Coop Collective Sprint. We'll just call it number 5 because the other 5 fell apart because it was at the end of season. So number 5, number 2, number 5, or V2, number 5 V2. That's what we'll call it. There we go. That's how a genius brain works on the fly. And we'll get that put out this weekend so we can have some fun and run a little bit more. So, Josh, kick us off.
Yeah, well, we're the Coop Collective. This has been Cock Talk. Like Tyler said, whatever. You know what he said.
Bye.
I am at Grateful Coops. You can find me in the Coop Collective Discord and in the Chicken Derby chat. We have at MBF Express and the BAWK Father. We'll see you guys next week. Like you said, keep an eye out for the CC sprints. Ross will be back for the Power Hour, right back in this slot, I imagine. So
Next week, yep.
we'll be back in
Language
our
tomorrow
normal
night.
time slot.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. This has been Cock Talk. Deuces.
Later.
I tried to beat with it that time. I tried to actually do it.
Hello, where's Wham?
Is that a concert?